Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. So put down your blackberries and take a time out from playing Angry Motherfucking Birds and listen up. All right, here we go. Everybody's talking about Penn State and this big child molestation scandal. I'm kind of sick of it, but I got a different take on it. I want to talk about it from a purely football angle, because that's what's important, right? Penn State hasn't won a national championship in over 25 years. As a matter of fact, in the last 20 years, they've been pretty mediocre. And here's my theory. I think it's because the coaching staff spent too much time raping little boys. Do you know how much time you have to invest to get a 10-year-old boy to have sex with you and not tell anybody? It can take months, even years. Now, how can you be a good coach when you're spending all your time having sleepovers with prepubescent boys? You're supposed to be breaking down film, not drinking beer and watching porn with fifth graders. Of course your team sucked. And what about the guy who caught Sandusky sodomizing a 10-year-old boy in the shower and didn't do anything to stop it? And this guy was a former Penn State quarterback? No wonder they sucked. How are you supposed to call an audible on 4th and 2 in front of 100,000 screaming fans when you can't even make a decision to say, hey, stop raping that little boy? It's the easiest decision in the world, you red-headed piece of shit. I'm sure gingers all over the world are thankful to you for giving people one more reason to hate them. Now I understand why Penn State has gone so far downhill. Everything comes back to this child raping deal. Joe Paterno, Joe Pa, arguably the greatest coach in NCAA history. A brilliant football mind. Brilliant, I tell you. Or maybe him and his twisted staff of pedophile coaches would fly into an opponent's town a few days before the game and start fucking the little brothers of all the players. Now that's a game plan. How can you appropriately block and tackle when your little brother's at home with a bloody asshole? Brilliant. The problem was they got too into it. It became a distraction. Actually, more like an obsession, if you will. And how do you expect to win if the plays on the Penn State quarterback's wrist turn out to be nude pictures of a 7-year-old boy? That's not an easy play to call at the line. 22, 45, 5-year-old getting a hand job, hut. I mean, seriously, what kind of game can you expect if your offensive coordinator tore out the game plan and replaced it with a Pokemon card collection so he could trade it for a hand job from a little leaguer? Unbelievable. So all this time I thought Penn State was going downhill because Joe Paterno was getting senile. But in reality, he was spending all his time throwing eyes wide shut parties for the Cub Scouts. It all makes sense now. But it kind of makes FSU's tennis shoe controversy or Ohio State's tattoo scandal seem trivial. That's why I say before the next Penn State game, we string Joe Pa up by his toes and cut off his balls and stuff them in his mouth. How's that taste, Joe? Well, at least now he's got an excuse for not talking. Motherfucking cowardly piece of shit. Net out!